Hi everyone, my name is Eleem, and today I'll be walking you through how to do your burst sequence properly as a sub-rogue in patch 11.0.5. So to start off with, I'm going to be explaining how my UI works so you can follow along and know what I'm doing in this clip. This is a clip of me hitting a dummy. It's in the middle of the fight, it's not the opener, but it's roughly the same anyway, so I'll be using this as an example. Here you can see all the spells that I'm casting. See my backstabs, my eviscerate. Here at the left is the most recent one, and then it just goes to the right. You can see my combo points and all my other stuff here. Whenever they're purple instead of red, that means 6. And then if this is purple, that means 7. Because it's my UI is a bit old, but it is what it is. So here's my symbols, the charges, dance, charges, rupture, the coup de grace tags from Trickster, Shadow Blades, Sacred Technique, Cold Blood, Flagellation, Transmitter. Okay, so the do the playback speed, slower. Yeah, it's a bit fine. Okay, so my flagellation is coming up in a few seconds. Whenever flagellation is coming up, you want to make sure that you have all your cooldowns ready for it, or enough of your cooldowns ready for it, rather, which means that you want to have 2 charges or be able to use 2 charges of dance and symbols of death during your flagellation, shadow blades, and transmitter window. So in order to have that, you need to have here I have 2 charges, so I'll be fine. But if you had 1 charge on symbols here, you would need the cooldown timer here to be roughly 10 seconds for it to be up for whenever you want to use it later on. But for dance specifically, you're looking at you want to have 1 charge ready and less than 40 seconds left on your second charge. So in this example here, I have 27 seconds. I'm good. I'm below 40, but you want to make sure that you're below 40 on your second charge. Since you're generating so many combo points with Shadow Blades premeditation during your burst, you'll be reducing it anyway, so you don't need to have both ready uh, whenever you're pressing flagellation. It's okay to have, again, less than 40 seconds whenever you press flagellation, and you're good to go. Okay, so we're prepped. I also have 3 stacks of this here. You do not need 3 stacks. Ideally, you want to have 1 to prevent yourself from getting unlucky with procs, but I'll talk a bit more of that later. But ideally, not 0 on this one. This is 3 is not, as long as it's not 0, or not 0, it's completely fine. Okay, here. Let's start playing. Using my transmitter and flagellation. Then I'll be using rupture. And ideally you wanna proc your transmitter task, like complete the task, as in picking up the orb or 3 seconds after walking into the circle, or doing your third jump right as you hit with Secret Technique. But it's not super important. Just make sure you don't miss the orb or miss the circle or miss the jumps or whatever it is. I'd recommend getting a weaker from Wago to like a text-to-speech one or whatever you want to do to make sure that you know what you're trying to fish it for. Okay, so here I have used my flagellation, rupture. Now pop in shadow dance and symbols of death and moving into the circle. But as you can see, I am not popping my shadow blades. This is because of premeditation, a talent we have that gives us your next builder after entering Shadow Dance, gives you full combo point. So I'm already getting full combo points from this Shadow Strike here, which means that I do not really need to have Shadow Blades up here. It's okay for it to be delayed. That means I'll be getting full combo points from, I'm not wasting the full combo point from Shadow Blades here. That's why I'm delaying Shadow Blades 1 global there. And you also see here, I'll be using, wait, let's jump back 1 second here. The 5 here 7 that's here. That is my shadow technique. No, my shadow techniques, which means that when I have 7 of these, I'll be getting the refund from Shadowcraft. So this is what I'll be doing here. I am popping Secret Technique as my first finisher in the dance, despite me having coup de grace ready. This is because at one point after using during the entire dance, you want to have coup de grace ready. As the cooldown reduction, the extra 5 combo points that you get of cooldown reduction for Secret Technique is really important to be able to fit it in whenever you want it to fit it in. So that's also why you want at least one stack before. It's possible with 0, obviously, because you do it in the opener, but it's a bit more reliant on getting the procs of resets. But ideally, you want to have at some point during your dance before you want to use your second Secret Technique, you want to have a coup ready. But you always get 2 stacks of it after pressing Secret Technique. It's most of the time it's going to be completely fine. Okay, here. So now after pressing the Secret, I'll be pressing my Shadow Blades, since now I don't have premeditation up already anymore. So I need my next combo point builder to grant me the full combo points, and Shadow Blades also does not increase the damage of Secret Technique. It is bugged. It is what it is. And here's Orc Ratio as well, since I'm an Orc. Here. And then I press my coup de grace. Keep eviscerating, shadow striking, yada yada, boom boom. And now here, we see that my Secret Technique has 19 seconds left. Okay, so if I eviscerate here, I'm going to bring it down to 10 seconds. If I were to pop my supercharger or my symbols of death, which grants me supercharged points, then I would be bringing it down to 7, which means that my next combo point, supercharged combo point, would not be able to be hit by a Secret Technique, right? So I need to use I cannot macro these two together in this situation. I cannot macro dance and symbols together, as I want to use one, like I'm using here. I want to use one eviscerate without the supercharger, and then I want to supercharge the next one, which is going to reduce the cooldown of Secret Technique by 10 seconds, since it's 7 point plus 3, it's 10, and it's gonna a second is going to pass, since right, that's how it works. This is also why the coup de grace that I mentioned earlier is important, because if you didn't get a coup here, that would mean that here it would instead have 15 seconds, so I could not use my symbols here. Getting symbols, the supercharger from symbols on your Secret Technique is very, very important. So if I had not had a coup, then this would have been a 14 or 15 here. I would not symbols of death. I would do another eviscerate and then symbols of death. But here, it's 10 seconds, so I can press force shadow strike to get combo point. And then I have enough to get a refund. Whenever I press my next finisher here, I have 10. So I'll press my symbols of death, get the supercharger, eviscerate, bring this down to 0 so it's ready, press cold blood, and then do my Secret Technique, my big Secret Technique. You see, crit the initial hit, 3 million, and then the second hits are 4.3, 4.3. This is a really big hit, right? So you want to make sure that you get this pretty much every time you go into your burst windows, right? Whenever flagellation is ready, do the checks to make sure that you have enough dance charges, that you have enough symbol charges, that you'll be able to. I missed the last GCD there, but it's okay. But you want to be able to do pretty much something like this pretty much every time. Just a big burst. Consolidate all your power into this big burst. With all the flagellation, transmitter, shadow blades, shadow dance, symbols, supercharger, all the things stacked up together. Um, every time you every time you do it. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it, and I'll be seeing you guys around. See you next time. Goodbye.